Good morning, we have made it to Vinales.
And today we are going to try to convince you to visit Cuba.
And we're going to do that by showing you around this beautiful valley here on the eastern side, on the western side of Cuba.
¿Cómo durmieron bien?
Sí, muy bien.
Hasta luego.
That's good.
Gracias.
Now we are in a very vintage taxi and it's going to drop us around different touristic points in Vinales, and first stop is going to be the Indian Cave.
We've made it here to the Indian's Cave. And this is a cave where the indigenous people of Cuba used to live in. And so that's reason one why you should come to Cuba. This great history in this country. Great history of the indigenous people, but also from the colonial times. All the old towns are still pretty well intact. So you can really have a look back into history here in Cuba.
So we are apparently supposed to walk and follow this sign. It doesn't feel like a road anymore.
Come to the front. So imagine in the days of old, the indigenous people of Cuba rowing their boats in this underground river to get to their house. And look, here is the entrance.
Wow. It was very nice.
First stop is done. Now we're getting back into our classic car onto the next point.
Gracias. So we are on our way for the second place. We don't know what it is exactly, but it's called El Palenque de los Cimarrones, something like that.
So the second place we are, it's another cave, and this is... Hey, look at this! Oh. Hello! Oh, soy muy kaiki! Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. This is a cave where the locals come to party. This is a venue.
But before this place became a venue, it used to be a refuge for the African slave that worked in the plantation during the Spanish colonization. So let's visit.
Now, contrary to the first cave, which was home to the indigenous, this cave was home to the slave. Again, just adding to that complex history of this country. It seems we can't escape the snakes here.
This place shows also how they used to live, so you can see all the materials they used back then.
And so the African slaves would escape from their plantations and factories, crawl through this dark tunnel section to get out onto the other side, and then have this sort of sense of freedom here. It's quite cool. I know, it's maybe a bit too dramatic.
No, I think it's good. Gracias. It's burning because of the sun. Now we are on the road again to go to the third place, which is the prehistorical paintings.
This mural was commissioned by Fidel Castro in 1960, and it's representing the history of this land. You read this mural from left to right. It starts off with these prehistoric creatures that lived underwater here in this valley. When they went extinct, the dinosaurs came along and they lived here. The dinosaurs went extinct, and then the first mammals from South America arrived here on the island. And then after that, the prehistoric humans came, and these came around 7,000 years ago. So all these creatures lived here on this island. Well, some lived underwater because this used to be underwater. All these mountains you see used to be underwater. And over time, magma pushed it up and created the island of Cuba, allowing the humans to come and live here as well.
Now when you look at this painting, you might wonder, hey, hang on, they forgot all these parts, there is no painting. Well, actually, it's in purpose. It's to represent, symbolize the mountains. And when you get closer to the wall, you see horizontal black lines, and that's in purpose for people to be able to see without any distortion the painting from every angle. And you don't see it from far away, and when you get closer, it's quite amazing how you can see all the details. Our next stop now is a beautiful lookout point to admire all the valley of Vinales.
Now you can see the history here in Cuba is amazing. From the indigenous people living in the caves to the slaves hiding in other caves to Fidel Castro commissioning artists to paint a big history lesson on a side of a mountain. This is so interesting and definitely a reason why you should come and visit Cuba.
Another reason why you should visit Cuba is for the nature. Especially here in Vinales, which is the most ancient part of Cuba. And here you can admire all the mountains and the countryside of Cuba, the farm lifestyle, and it's very beautiful.
Now the third reason for why you should come and visit Cuba are the people. When you come and visit Cuba, you will see that everyone is super friendly here. They're super friendly to you, but also they seem to be friends with everyone here because everyone knows each other. Our driver just now stopped every 10 minutes to talk with his friends.
And it's actually quite frequent to hear them calling each other mi amor. Doesn't matter, you're a boy, you're a girl, they just carry so much love for each other.
So we hope that showing you around Vinales and telling you the 3 reasons why you should Cuba has sparked your interest and you would want to come and visit now.
And if you're still not convinced, we would like to add a 4th argument to come to Cuba. As you know, COVID happened and many countries suffer from the lack of tourism, including Cuba. Many people work for the tourists, for the travelers, and for 2 years now, many people couldn't work anymore. For like our Casa Particular, we are the first people since COVID to come here. So if you just want to support Cuban people, support their work and their economy, you will do like a lot of good for this country if you visit.
So we hope you enjoyed this video and we'll catch you in the next one.